When you're building a brand, opinions and perceptions are everywhere. But here's the truth. It's not your job to worry about the opinions of others. It is your job to be consistently who you are and do what you need to do to curate the best version of yourself, which is your brand. So eventually you cut out the noise and the opinions don't matter. And the results of who you truly are is so consistent that it cuts out all the negativity and all the wrong opinions. Today, I'm sharing my top 3 pillars on how to create a personal brand and get noticed, especially if you are a career mum. Hello and welcome to the front row with myself, Rowanna Mudley. I am a mum, a marketing leader, a content creator, and Bharatanatyam dance graduate. And I've helped countless women create their personal brand so that they can get noticed for the right things. And I'm here to help you with just that. Your brand is your voice to the world, and it's time you make that voice loud enough. The first pillar, which I think is the most fundamental of creating a personal brand, is that of your story. Who are you? Where have you been? What hardships have you gone through? What story can you tell? What experiences did you have? What work environment did you experience? What relationships failed? What relationships worked? Everything that you are today is a curated, unique version of you, and that story needs to be told, and that story is you. For example, I'm a Bharatanatyam dancer. I also worked on radio. I was the first princess for Miss India KZN. I'm also a marketing leader in corporate, and I love everything about content creation, which is why I do content creation. I'm also vegetarian. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I love playing instruments like the harmonium. These are the things that make me unique. There's nobody else like me, and the experiences that I've had while I was a dancer, while I was on radio, while I was doing a pageant, while I was becoming a mom, while I was choosing the diet that I eat, all of that encompasses the personality that makes me me. And that's the unique thing that I have. It's my unique selling point. What is your story? So perhaps take a page or open up your notepad on your phone and write down the things that make you you. What are the experiences that you've had? The good ones, the bad ones. The ones that you don't want to remember are always the ones that have the biggest lessons. What are the careers that you've had, and what are the takeaways from that? What is your exposure to different foods, to different environments, to different socials? What is your religious status? Perhaps you are a Hindu like me and you go to ashram or you go to a religious organization. How has that shaped you in a way? For me, going to a religious organization from the time I was born was pivotal in the human that I've become, because meditation was something that is second nature to me. Doing my sadhana or my prayers every day was second nature to me. Putting God first was second nature to me, because we grew up doing this every day, that we needed to do our yoga, we needed to do our meditation, we needed to put God first, we needed to practice karma yoga, which is doing work in the name of God. So all of that came naturally to me, and it helped me to be the person in the world. I use those fundamental learnings from going to ashram regularly in daily life. And that doesn't mean I'm a saint. It doesn't mean that I'm perfect. It is far from it, because I'm still human and I'm still having a human experience. It just means that I have certain learnings from these experiences that I can use in my daily life. And sometimes I win and I'm a really great person that day. And sometimes I'm not so great because I'm not following all the instructions of my spiritual teachings. And that's okay, because I'm learning. It still makes me think the way that I do, talk the way that I do, act the way that I do. And it is a special thing that I should nurture and I should actually be proud of. Being a Bharatanatyam dancer, there's not a lot of Bharatanatyam dancers in the world. In fact, Bharatanatyam is a dying skill. That makes me unique. Bharatanatyam teaches you immense strength and teaches you how to have grit and perseverance and all those good things that you need in life to progress through and to make it through the hard times. Bharatanatyam Bharatanatyam taught me those fundamental skills. And without that, I don't think I would have had the grit that I have, or the dedication that I have, or the perseverance that I have. So all of this molded me into the person that I am. I speak in a certain way. That's because I worked on radio for many years. And because I worked on radio, I was exposed to different kinds of people and different environments, and I understand broadcasting. And that's why I speak in a certain way, or I like being in front of the camera, or I like doing a production. It's who I am. The dancing, the production, being a marketing person, it all intertwines into a curated brand personality that makes me me. Over and above all of that, I love reading self-help books. I love to look at things with a deeper meaning. I love to talk about philosophical stuff with people. And that's where the self-development side comes into play. It has made me who I am. It has helped me correct the shortfalls that I have. It has helped me become better. And it's continuing to make me be a better human in this world. So when you look at your personal brand, dissect it. What is it like for you? And what are the takeaways for you in terms of your experience? What is it about that experience that has made you you? And that is your personal brand. The next pillar is social media platform of choice. When you show up on social media, we are living in a time of social media. So if you're not on social media, then you are not seen and nobody knows who you are. So it's a little bit difficult to curate this personal brand. I'm not saying that you have to be on social media, because it's obviously a personal choice. I have some friends that don't want to be on social media and they're not active on social media. And I have some friends that have a social media profile, but they're also not active on social media. And then I've got some friends that are very active on social media. Some do it right, where they're showcasing who they truly are and they have a great brand personality. And some are very active on social media, but it's a little confusing to tell who they are when you look at their personalities online versus who they are in real life. So it's very important to show up on social media as your authentic self, obviously, because it's easier to curate a personal brand of someone that you are really about, as opposed to someone that you're just creating and you're not actually this person. Like, I have a cousin who is incredibly social and incredibly cool on social media, but in real life, this cousin is a very introverted person and doesn't really talk to people. So the personality that you see in real life, if you didn't see this social media profile, you would think that this person is not a sociable person. But when you see both the social media profile and then the person in real life, you're like, okay, wait, it's not working. So you gotta make it make sense as well. Be true to who you really are, and people will appreciate that essence that you bring to social media. You also want to put a picture online. You want to put a nice picture of yourself smiling, if that's what you like to do. If you're not a smiler, that's also okay. Just put a real picture of who you are. Cut out the filters, cut out the smoothing, cut out all the stuff that don't make you you. Have a caption that talks to who you are. I have a caption on all my social media platforms that say the same thing, that I talk about self-development, I'm empowering people to thrive, I use my own experiences and real life lessons, and that's a standard across my social media platforms. There's certain social media platforms that I'm not quite active on. That's something I need to take care of. But I'm very active on TikTok, for example. I'm very active on LinkedIn. I'm very active on YouTube, because I want to be seen in these spaces as a certain person. So on LinkedIn, I want to be seen as a self-development person who is involved in empowering and thriving. But I also want to be seen as a thought leader in marketing. So I try to use those different knowledge backgrounds in the content that I create on LinkedIn. On TikTok, I'm very, very involved in self-development. I like to add some flavor and some fun to it at times, because I am a performer and I like the dramatics and I like the songs and I like the trends. So you'll find me just experimenting with different things on TikTok, but still aligning to my core, which is self-development for career moms. So when people look at your social media platform, they're seeing who you are, what you're about, and they know immediately that this is the kind of person that you are. It is your brand. And subliminally, they start positioning conditioning you as this person in their head. Third and final pillar for me to create a personal brand that gets you noticed is to be authentically consistent. Now, I say authentically consistent is because you don't want to be one person at home and another person online, right? You kind of want to be the same person. Who you are at work must kind of be the same person when you're at home. Yes, of course, when you're at home, you're going to chill a little because you're in your relaxed environment and the people that love you accept you for who you are. But your core is still the same. You're still pretty much the same. When you're at work, your core is still the same. So for example, if you're a baker, when you're at home, you shouldn't be someone that hates baking, but on social media, you are a baker extraordinaire. If you're someone that said you're a baker, then in your personal life, you should be making these scrumptious little delights, and your family should be loving it, and your friends should be loving it. And when you come to work, you maybe just share a few of your cupcakes. I'm not saying you need to share your cupcakes with me. I'm just saying that's something a baker would do, right? So who you are in real life should mirror who you are on social media. And the more real you are with it, the more authentic you will be, and people will see you for who you truly are. I talk about self-development. That doesn't mean that I have it together. I talk about my lessons in life that has helped me to develop myself, and I share that with people because I know that this has helped me perhaps. Or if there's something that didn't work, I want to share that as well because we grow and we learn from each other. This is a community of people with loads of knowledge to share. Your voice is valid, and what you have to say in that big brain of yours is damn important. We're living in an information age. You should be comfortable to share your thoughts online. But if you're someone that's a little uncomfortable with sharing stuff online, that's also okay. You've just got to figure out what that means for you and how that's going to work for you to curate this personal brand that's going to get you noticed. Building a personal brand as a career mom doesn't mean that you have to be perfect. It means being real, being authentic, being intentional, and being consistent. Start with your story. Let people understand who you truly are, and you have the same presence wherever you are or wherever people can find you, and you do it consistently. Then you will cut out the noise of the invalid opinions of people, and people will start realizing the truth of who you are and thus your personal brand. If you are a human being in this world, you add value. And when you add value, you need to tell the world that you add value. As a marketer, I know the importance of letting people know who you are because sometimes they don't know what they need until you tell them, right? So the world needs someone like you because we don't know that we need you yet until you tell us. And be free with who you are. Be real as ever. Be as raw as ever. And if you're really consistent and if you're really true to who you are, you will be recognized for the brand personality that you create for yourself. Thank you so much for choosing the front row, and I'll catch you on the next video. Cheers.